I will now turn it over to German aid to Ukraine, who's got, I think there's been some news this week. Is that right, mister?
Sadly. Hello, guys. As always, I will discuss the most important news regarding Ukraine from Germany. This week, we have two very interesting topics to talk about. Let's start with something light. The Landesfeuerwehrverband, what a German word, Bayern e.V., has put together a major donation of 8 firefighting vehicles, 15 tons of firefighting equipment, 6 mobile water cannons, and more, which started its journey to Ukraine on Wednesday. The transport was financially supported by the Free State of Bavaria. Coming on to the more interesting topics, on Thursday, the German MOD has published its own list of what military aid is to be delivered to Ukraine by the end of the year. So the remaining stuff which is still pledged until December, basically. The list actually surprises me. The following future deliveries were made public: 2 Iris-T SLM SAM systems, 4 Iris-T SLS launchers, 10 Cheetah Sparks, 12 Panzer BC-2000s, 4 Tsutsana 2s, an unknown amount of remote control howitzers 155, drones and anti-drone systems, around 30 Leopard 105 main battle tanks, 400 MREPs, yes, I said 400, logistical vehicles like trucks and tankers, various vehicles like off-road vehicles, pickups, minivans, etc. Assault rifles like the MK556, which is mostly in use with Ukrainian special forces, medical material, and 1 field hospital. Long list. Let me drink something 1 second. Okay.
Is that schnapps, Gau?
Just because I'm German?
Yeah,
Or-
I mean.
No, I'm drinking water. I'm staying healthy. Like when the show is done, I'm drinking a little beer, but
We thought you might be drinking because of the news, you know?
yeah, that never stops. That never stops.
Sorry, I just had to.
No worries, man. Now I'm drinking water. I'm staying healthy during the stream, you know. Yeah, but let's talk about that just for a moment. Frankly, I wonder how Deer Defense, so the manufacturer of the Iris-T SLM air defense system, is able to produce 2 Iris-T SLM fire units within the next 4 months, train Ukrainian troops on them for several weeks, and then also deliver them to Ukraine, given the fact that the production of 1 fire unit has just been completed. Like a couple of days ago, 1 fire unit was delivered to the Bundeswehr, so they have to now start production with an additional fire unit, and like producing 2 in 4 months, including training and delivery, is very strict timeline in my opinion. Funny enough, a couple of days earlier, I made my own list. I do this every year, and according to my own assessment, at least 1 fire unit can definitely be expected, because Norway has co-financed the next Iris-T SLM fire unit, which gets delivered to Ukraine. And during the announcement of this co-financing, they made public that it will be delivered around in autumn. So I think maybe October, something around that. And yeah. The self-propelled artillery systems are also very interesting. Not only are 4 Tsutsana 2 SPGs manufactured in Slovakia are to be delivered, whose delivery is extremely delayed. For those who don't know, Germany, along with Norway and Denmark, have announced 16 of them in, October 2022 to date. So almost 2 years after, just 2 artillery systems have been delivered. And apparently now 4 more coming until the end of the year, which is good news. But also 12 additional Panzer BC-2000s, 18 of which were promised to Ukraine in February 2024, sorry, in a very big military aid package. But their delivery actually was only to take place from 2026, so in about 2 years, and to 2027, according to publications by the German MOD at the time. In my opinion, it is therefore very likely that the material comes from Bundeswehr stocks, so the Bundeswehr will deliver already produced, which they have in service since many years, and deliver that to Ukraine to allow a much, much faster delivery to Ukraine, while they instead will then receive freshly produced Panzerbeete 2000s in 2026 and 2027. And now one has to think about what's better, getting like older used material, but about 1.5 years early, or getting fresh produced artillery systems just 1.5 years later. I guess it kind of, I don't know, maybe both has its good things and bad things, if you know what I mean. Regarding the MREPs, these are FFG MREPs. So if you if you have forgotten this, Germany had delivered 66, I believe, was it? FFG APCs, which is basically a BAT-UMG IMV like license produced by FFG, the German company, and they are now got an additional contract with the German Ministry of Defense, where they have paid them a 3-digit million euro sum, and they are adding additional armor to that APCs or the IMVs, whatever you call it, to make them like an MREP. And yeah, they pledged 200 of them in September 2023. I believe it was another 100 in March 2024, and now we're at already 400 MREPs. Not a single MREP has delivered to date, and within the next 4 months, they are planning to deliver 400 of them. I honestly don't see how this is going, but yeah, that's the plan they made public. So yeah, let's see. And yeah, coming to the last topic everyone waited for, Germany and the Ukraine aid or the budget. Yesterday, the FAZ published a story based on obtained emails and sources they have talked to that the German Chancellor, in cooperation with the German Minister of Finance, have put an end, at least for the time being, to additional military assistance to Ukraine. Means no more money for the next years. Only aid that has already been pledged and announced is allowed to be financed and delivered, since the planned budget for the next year is already more than fully bound. So they have like bound the next year's budget with like 110%. So already the planned budget, not the final budget, the planned budget for 2026 is like at least some part taken from the next year's budget. So full stop. In a letter obtained by FAZ, Germany's finance minister Christian Lindner describes that the Ukraine aid is to be financed via the EU and G7 mechanisms, which are covered or financially backed up by the interest of the frozen Russian assets. This, of course, means that in theory, Germany would stop paying for its bilateral assistance and pay it by the interest of frozen Russian assets. I think there are plenty of questions going on with everybody. At least I have at least 6 or 7, which so far nobody can or wants to really explain. I would say that if you also have plenty of questions, we wait and you ask them during the Q&A segment, so we can like bundle this all together, and yeah, we will talk in more detail about it. Yeah, and that's all I had for this week. Back to you, Joseph.